This 24-year-old woman is just an ordinary office worker. She lives alone, but in reality, she's a hardcore anime-loving otaku. Her apartment sits between two very unusual neighbors. On the left lives Jack, a gentle, considerate, and truly gentlemanly guy. On the right, however, is someone with a terrible temper, constantly banging on the wall and interrupting her anime time. One morning, on her way out, she runs into her kind neighbor on the left. He greets her warmly and politely, but she brushes him off rather rudely. She's in a bad mood because the neighbor next door kept pounding on the wall all night, making her miss her favorite anime, Usaneko Club. During a break at work, she starts to feel bad about how she treated Jack that morning. She knows she has to apologize. After all, Jack is genuinely kind, so kind that she even thinks of him as being like a grandma. She throws herself back into work, determined to finish everything as quickly as possible, so she can get home and watch her anime. But seeing how hard she's working, her boss piles even more tasks onto her. By the time she finishes everything, she's completely exhausted. She finally gets home and turns on the TV, ready to watch her show. And right then, the banging from next door starts again. Suddenly, the doorbell rings. It's Jack. He got a bunch of tea from an acquaintance and brought some over, thinking she might like it. She thanks him with tears in her eyes. Why is it that, as neighbors, Mr. Jack is always this kind? She can't help herself and blurts out, Jack looks completely confused, so she pours out all of her recent frustrations. After hearing everything, Jack immediately decides to help her. He goes straight to the neighbor's door to demand an explanation, but she tells him it's useless because that neighbor always pretends not to be home. So Jack walks into her apartment instead and decides to fight fire with fire. He tells her to turn on the TV. Sure enough, the neighbor starts banging on the wall again. This time, Jack fights back. He bangs on the wall too, while mocking the neighbor as a caveman who can only communicate this way. The other side is clearly provoked. In the next second, the entire wall gets kicked open. The neighbor storms through the hole, yelling at her non-stop. Jack immediately pulls out his phone to call the police, but she stops him because the person next door is actually Uzaharu, the creator of Usaneko Club. If Uzaharu were arrested, it would plunge countless fans into despair.
確かに俺が倒れるのは世界にとっての損失。
先生の漫画は人類の財産。
この星を照らす第二の太陽なのだ。